Hi, I'm Heather Kemsky, editor of P&K Parents and Kids magazine and your host at Wickedlocalparents.com. Today I've invited Kelly Carrera to join us. She's a longtime P&K contributor and she is a local mom. This month she's written a wonderful article on teaching diabetes and how schools and families are working together to treat and care for this disease.
Well, in this story, I talked to a local family and told the story basically through them and their experiences. The story is told about a young boy who's 12, and he was diagnosed at an early age, just at 3, and what he and his family have had to go through to kind of educate themselves as well as the school system about his disease and how he's living with it. There's a lot of focus on diabetes now because there is ongoing research constantly, but there are more than 15,000 children diagnosed each year in America with diabetes. It used to be thought of as an older generation type of disease, but it really isn't. It can affect anybody, race, color, creed. And it's good that the parents work directly with school nurses and school staff, educating them on their child's illness, because each child is different. There are a lot of important things parents can do and have in place for the schools, such as creating a 504 plan or an individualized education plan that spells out the issues of their child's disease and what they can and cannot do inside the classroom. But these are children that are living with diabetes and living right alongside other students and can participate in sports, eat sweets at the birthday parties, just like we all did as children. And it's just important that the teachers and the staff are aware of the child's condition and what they can do throughout the day to control it.
And what did Patrick tell you a bit about what his day-to-day life is? I mean, he needs to test.
He goes to the nurse's office several times a day to test his blood sugar before lunch, after lunch, and before he leaves for the day, just to make sure he's at a good level and he can perform at his best during school.
Great. And also, you come to this article with a very personal experience. Can you tell us a bit about kind of your past?
I do. I was diagnosed at 15 years old, so I was a sophomore in high school, and at a time when everybody just wants to fit in and no one wants to know that there's anything different about them, I certainly didn't want to broadcast it to friends or teachers. All of my teachers were told of my condition and what to do if I was to have a low blood sugar or a high blood sugar, but at times I wish now, looking back, I would have told a friend or had a confidant, you know, if I act this way, this is why, and I would have been a little more open about my disease. But it's so great that the schools and the school systems are now training school nurses as well as personnel on what the effects of diabetes are, because it is so prevalent in the school system today.
And what does the future hold for people with diabetes? I know there's so much research happening both locally, nationally, internationally.
There's a ton of research going on. I mean, there are tons of insulins out on the market right now. Many children, when they're diagnosed, they use an insulin pump that's actually attached to their bodies, and it's a constant flow of insulin to maintain their blood sugar levels more consistently throughout the day. But the future holds, we might have an artificial pancreas someday that can actually be transplanted, or bloodless blood test monitoring, where you don't have to prick your finger 3 to 4 times a day to get those accurate blood levels. So there's a lot going to happen, and there's definitely a cure out there, and it's within our lifetime.
Thank you, Kelly, for joining us today. We appreciate it. And join us next time at Wickedlocalparents.com for our new VCast.